what's up, guys? This is Church of Caboose, and that's me there in the beginning of that little Iron Banner screen. Anyways, for today's Destiny 2 video, make sure you like and subscribe. Not kidding. The video is not about liking and subscribing. It's actually about something much more depressing. I'm gonna go cry now.
Alright, I'm gonna go cry.
Okay, we got tons of nerfs this season in Season of the Dawn, aka Season of Yawn, and also commonly referred to as Season of the Nerf. And I just wanted to vent about it a little bit because I feel insulted. I don't know about you guys, but I've been playing Destiny for years, like basically since day one of Destiny 1. So I guess since 2015, and we've had to live through some terrible nerfs, and to some degree I would argue complete weapon changes. One example would be Whisper of the Worm. For Destiny 2, it had an intrinsic perk change. It was like White Nail or something like that, where basically as long as you got rapid precision hits, you got your ammo back. So you essentially had unlimited ammo, and it made sense. It was rewarding for getting critical hits. You had lots of flinch that could happen depending upon the boss that you were fighting, and so it wasn't necessarily a guarantee every single activity. Just sit and pray, and you just have infinite ammo. If you did miss or weren't fast enough, you didn't get your ammo back. Well, Bungie decided to change it and completely get rid of that intrinsic perk for whatever it is now, where you still have the reload, but to my understanding, you do not have infinite ammo. It just cycles in from your reserve, so you're still capped by how much ammo you have. Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. And in the Season of the Worthy, Bungie has announced more about what we're getting change-wise, and one of them is changing a perk on Izanami's Burden. You no longer will have Outlaw. It will be switched for something called No Distractions, which, if memory serves me correctly, it has to do with if you're aimed down sight for long enough, you get reduced flinch from incoming damage. I believe that is what it is. So your honed edge will also, anyways, so you don't reload as fast, and honed edge will be just as long of a reload as it was just like for regular reloads before, because Outlaw is no longer a thing. And all these nerfs are just frustrating and insulting. Mostly insulting. We're going to go back a little ways and talk about Not Forgotten and Luna's Howl, as well as just pinnacle weapons in general. Something for the hardcore, or the core main Destiny 2 players that we loved going after were those pinnacle weapons. Those weapons that if you had, almost no one else would have them, or if they did have that weapon, you knew they had to have moderate skill in whatever activity that pinnacle weapon was associated to. Now we have these stupid ass ritual weapons, which, alright guys, I'm not a PvP main dude, but if I can get a ritual weapon in the first 2 days a new season comes out, you probably got too easy of a quest for whatever that ritual weapon is. Like, to me, it's rather insulting that their idea, or Bungie's idea, of a reward is just playing the same activity over and over. And that's basically it. Before, it was grand. You had to get things like Legend in order to get Not Forgotten, and you would have to get so many kills. I don't even remember how many, it was a lot, with Luna's Howl to prove you're even worthy of Not Forgotten. And all kinds of stuff. These guns that people were either really willing to pay a lot of money because they really wanted the gun, but they either didn't want or couldn't get the skill required to attain that weapon, or they had enough incentive to try their absolute damnedest to get the thing. Some people got, some folks got really close, and the point is, people really wanted those guns. And then, what does Bungie do? Because the people that don't have it complain about Not Forgotten and Luna's Howl too much, like, wow, this really outstanding thing that's supposed to be like the top end achievement of PvP is kicking my ass. That's unfair. So Bungie nerfs it from a 180 RPM to a 150. Granted, not a huge change, but it's like the whole point of these things is that they're supposed to be really good, and then they nerf them.
No, God!
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Now, we're going to wrap this up because this is event, so I want this to take forever. But my main issue with nerfing these guns is the stuff that is getting nerfed is not exclusively random world drop weapons. These are weapons that you either have to have a lot of skill to get and or put a lot of time into getting these weapons. Izanami's Burden can take weeks now because the forges are on a rotation instead of all the forges being available all at once, and just unlocking a forge in the quest line takes a significant amount of time. But what's Bungie now doing? They're getting rid of Outlaw. They're just like taking the care. Oh, use this gun. Psych. Oh, use this gun. Psych. And it's just really annoying that the majority of weapons getting nerfed or in even just complete perk changes are weapons that take time and skill to get. The Whisper of the Worm, while not super long quest-wise, it wasn't necessarily that easy for most players to get. I would argue, based off of my personal experience, most players did not have Whisper of the Worm soon after that weapon was available. It took a couple of seasons when people had their powers upped, and we had more things like Wills of Radiance and exotics that helped continue your supers before a lot of people managed to acquire this weapon. And Bungie will usually say something like, well, we want players to play like the game and to not rely on weapons, and so we're going to change stuff. Or, Bungie, maybe just consider what people will do with that gun. If you have a sniper rifle and you're gonna buff snipers, and you have one exotic sniper that does 4 times damage for crit hits when you overload the magazine, people are gonna use almost nothing but that sniper rifle when it comes to those higher tier end game activities like Master Night Bulbs and raids. That should have been super obvious for y'all. And so, I don't know, this whole nerfing, it's just insulting. We put in so much time and effort trying to get these guns, and then you just kind of abuse the fact that, most of us want to get every exotic and all these weapons that we possibly can, and so you're going to get rid of the need to use the weapon we already have, probably because you're going to replace it with something else in Season of the Worthy that we're all going to go after, and then a season or two later, you're going to nerf that one. And so, I don't know, I'm getting busier with work and stuff, and maybe I'll have to limit how hardly and how obsessive compulsive I am about getting everything, because you guys just seem to mess with it. All right, thanks you guys all so much for watching. I would love to hear your opinions about the nerfs, especially in regards to nerfing weapons that are quest-based as opposed to random drop. I don't care they're messing with Lord of Wolves. That's a random world drop. If you're going to mess with something that's way too strong, to me, it makes the most sense to mess with something that takes 0 skill to get. It's just RNG. All right, guys, I am Church of Caboose. Have a great week and happy grinding, y'all.